Welcome back. Fire season is officially over in Oregon. Thank heavens. I know that's a big relief for a lot of people. But at the same time, many families are still recovering from last year's devastating fires. Well, now the federal government is giving the state more help for long-term recovery. Here's Christine Pitawanich.
2020's wildfires were unprecedented, and the Labor Day windstorm played a huge factor in that. More than 5,000 homes and businesses burned in 8 counties across the state. This week, we found out Oregon is expected to get hundreds of millions of federal dollars from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to recover, with a portion going toward preventing future disasters. People still trying to move forward hope this money helps them and the many others still struggling.
I'm a single mom with 4 kids. So I'm a busy bee.
Home these days for Hallie Weir and her 4 kids is a hotel room.
If you look over here, you got Elise's little bed over here. Over here is our little get ready area, and clearly you can tell there's 3 teenagers and a mom.
She and her kids have been living out of a hotel since May. Before that, they were crashing at a friend's farm. The wildfire that burned through the Santiam Canyon in September of 2020 left her and her then boyfriend without a home.
I've been applying for FEMA since the beginning. We filed multiple appeals, and it's just a process. I think that is the hardest part, is not having a place that's your home.
But there is additional help on the way. Oregon is expected to get more than $422 million from the federal government. Much of it will be geared toward helping low and moderate income families get housing.
My name is Frank McNally. I'm the Deputy Director of the Disaster Recovery and Special Issues Division in the Office of Community Planning and Development at HUD.
McNally says the money is part of the Department of Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grant program.
Any activity that is eligible under the Community Development Block Grant program is also an eligible use of our funds. And that would generally fall into the buckets of housing, infrastructure, and economic development and mitigation.
In Oregon's case, affordable housing for people whose homes burned remains an area of huge need.
We are going to work really hard to meet all the federal requirements and try to use these funds as fast as we possibly can. But,
Delia Hernandez is with Oregon Housing and Community Services, the state agency that'll be in charge of distributing the money.
It's still the beginning of a long and complex process. We're going to develop an action plan that'll identify how we'll use the funds.
Hernandez says people will also be given an opportunity to weigh in on their needs.
That's going to be one of the core factors on deciding how we use these funds.
But all that will take time.
I see it as a positive outlook having money come, but not knowing the timeline makes it really hard.
How long is it going to take?
I mean, it's a widely shared criticism of the program that it takes too long.
In the end, while the money is expected to be a big help, it could be months before the paperwork is done, plans are finalized, and put into motion.
We're all trying really hard to move forward, and it's starting to feel like, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I really hope that money goes where it's supposed to, because I know a lot of people that would benefit from it.
In total, $5 billion has been designated to help states recover from disasters in 2020 or 2021. So far, more than $2 billion of that has been allocated to 9 states and Puerto Rico. There's a whole formula to calculate a state's level of need, and with 2020's wildfires, this is the first time Oregon has met the threshold to get this kind of help. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.